All right, today's lesson is lesson 117, and here is the decimals chart. This helps some kids. So when we are adding or subtracting decimals, we have to line them up and drop them down. When we are multiplying decimals, we have to multiply and then we have to count the number of decimal places and move the decimal point. And when we're dividing by a whole number, we have to bring the decimal point straight up. So we're going to be dividing by a whole number today. So let's review. We have been able to do problems like this before, 3 into 12 cents. And we know that 3 does not go into 0. 3 does not go into 1, but 3 does go into 12, and it goes into it 4 times. We put the 4 above the 2. 4 times 3 is 12. Subtract, I get 0. And I need to bring the decimal point straight up. So I put a 0 there. I prefer that you have a 0 here and the dollar sign goes straight up. So that is a review. If you can do that, you can do these problems. All right. So next problem, 2 into 4.8. So 2 goes into 2 goes into 4 twice. 2 times 2 is 4. Subtract, I get 0. 0 is less than 2, so I can bring down the 8. 2 goes into 8 4 times. 4 times 2 is 8. Subtract, I get 0. It's less than 2. So where do I put the decimal point? I need to bring it straight up. So it's going to go between the 2 and the 4. All right, next problem. 3 into 0.42. So 3 does not go into 0, but 3 does go into 4 once. Make sure the 1's above the 4. 1 times 3 is 3. Subtract, I get 1. Check 1 is less than 3. Bring down the 12. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. Subtract, I get 0, and 0 is less than 3. And I bring the decimal point straight up. So it goes right there, and I prefer to have the 0 there, although it's not mandatory. So 0.14 is my answer there. All right, if you would like to stop and try example 3 and example 4 on your own, go ahead and pause me. And then when you're finished solving those two, unpause me and see if you get the same answer. All right, example 3, 0.15 divided by 3. So 3 goes into 15 5 times. Make sure the 5 is above the 5. 3 times 5 is 15. Subtract, I get 0. Okay, so I don't have anything above the 1, so I need a 0 there. And I bring the decimal point straight up, and I bring the 0 straight up. So my answer is 0.05. In a minute, I'm going to show you how to do this using line paper. That might help some of you who are forgetting to put zeros in the right spot. All right, last problem. 0.0024 divided by 3. 3 does not go into 0, 0, 0, or 2, but it does go into 24. It goes into it 8 times. 8 times 3 is 24. Subtract, I get 0. So there needs to be a 0 above the 2, a 0 above the 0, a 0 above the 0. Bring my decimal point straight up, and I prefer to have this here too. So my answer is 0.0008. So what I have found that helps kids when doing this is if you take your paper and you turn it sideways and you only write one number per line. So like, let's take the last example, 0.0024. 0.0024. So you only put one number per column and the decimal point goes on a line. It actually helps when you try to spread your numbers out to make sure you have all the zeros. So 3 goes into 24 8 times. So there has to be a 0 in every single column, and then the decimal point comes straight up. So let's show that for the other one we did. 0.15, 0.15 divided by 3. That's how you would set it up. 3 goes into 15 5 times, so there needs to be a 0 there and a 0 there, and bring the decimal point straight up. So I have found that this works really well to turn your paper sideways.